All right, everybody. This is Declan Wayman here from the Steering Wheel Nation. I got an exciting guest here on tonight from Manassas, Virginia. He's not only testing the ARCA car, but he's going to be racing on February 14th in the 2026 ARCA Menard Series season opener, driving the number 17 for Cook Racing Technologies in the Chevrolet SS. You may know him from the ZMAX Cars Tour. Had a breakout season last year with 3 victories and 5th in points. It's none other than Mini Tyrrell. Mini, how we doing tonight?
Good, man. How are you?
Couldn't be better. I'm excited that racing's somewhat back this weekend, and all the guys are going down to Daytona. You're one of 77 drivers. Yes, I counted every single one of them just to make sure. But you're one of the 77 guys that will be hitting the high banks at one point on Friday and Saturday, January 9th to 10th, for the yearly ARCA Menard Series preseason testing at Daytona, pretty much preseason thunder. So the biggest question is for you. I mean, how are you feeling about going to Daytona? How are you feeling about the partnership you just had or just created now with Cook Racing Technologies to go run at Daytona?
Yeah, man. I'm feeling very excited. It's always been a dream of mine to step onto a high banked super speedway, and I wanted to definitely hopefully make a few ARCA starts this year and kind of get my feet wet in the higher series just for experience. And I gotten put in touch with Bruce and met him and liked his organization and the group of people that he works with, and I kind of fit right in with all the guys, and their crew is great. So couldn't have picked a better person to do it with, and Bruce has been a great mentor to me, just kind of coaching me on the off season, telling me kind of what to expect going into Daytona, and just really excited to be able to hop on the track and get the experience and get the approval from NASCAR and actually go and try to compete to win a race with them.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, coming off your big ZMAX Cars Tour season, I mean, this is the most wins you've had in a season in the late model stock competition. You ended up 5th in points, but you had a couple of marquee wins. What kind of momentum does that bring going into Daytona? I know it's been a couple months since we have ended the season back in North Wilkesboro, but how are you feeling? And how do you feel about that confidence and momentum going into Daytona? I know it's gonna be a completely different new car for you, and just what are the emotions and what do you expect to hopefully accomplish not just during the test but also when you think about going to the race in about a month's time now?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, having the wins from last year, really meant so much to my team, and it meant so much to me as a driver too. Just with a boost in confidence, it's like, hey, you got it. You can do it. You're talented. Winning in the car store is not like winning any other series. I mean, it's the most competitive short track racing series in the United States, and I will stand on that statement no matter how hard I've got to fight, because man, that it is extremely tough, and I know it is because I've done it for so long with my family's team, and we've done it ourselves for so many years now since I've been 14, and we've had struggles, man. It's a very humbling series, and to be able to come out and be a top 3 contender just about everywhere we went this year was really special, really cool. And obviously the bad luck a little bit in certain races kind of put us out of the points battle, but it's nothing to hang our head low with what we've accomplished. Winning 3 races and had the most poles out of anybody, 4 poles in the year. So was really just proud of my guys for the speed we brought in 2025, and definitely shoots some confidence going into 26. And I know we can do even better this year and hopefully win some more races. I mean, if you win one race in the car store, it's a big deal. So to win that many was awesome, and hopefully we can go and do it again this year. And it gives me a little bit of confidence as well to step into some higher levels, and hopefully like I said, just gives me that little boost that can help me hopefully achieve a win in one of those series.
Yeah, you talk about how humbling it is with the Cars Tour, and the competition is pretty gritty, obviously, and one of the toughest in the United States. How do you feel like, since you've been running in the late model stocks for a couple of years now in Cars Tour competition, how do you feel that that racing style has sharpened your craft to go race in the ARCA Menard series? I know there's a bunch of short tracks that the Car Store has not visited, or the Car Store has yet to visit, that the ARCA Menard series goes to, like Elko and Berlin. What kind of experience does that bring from the Cars Tour going into the Arca Menard series? Doesn't have to just be obviously short tracks, but some of your bigger intermediates, and then obviously super speedways and road courses as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the car store has. I mean, it's just so much valuable experience when it comes to, car control, handling your car, how you want to handle it. If that makes sense. I know it says it's a little weird, but it's just when you're racing so tight with so many guys, and they're all each and every car is so fast. I mean, we're qualifying. You're battling for the pole by thousandths of a seconds, and the field is only spread out by, I mean, a tenth and a half. I mean, if you're more than a tenth and a half off, like we're borderline not making the race. So there's just so many good cars in the car store, and there's everybody there is very talented. So getting to race against a lot of those guys, and also a lot of the bigger names that do step down into the series and run a one-off race, like we've seen William Byron do it, we've seen Kyle Larson do it, and getting to race door to door with those guys and actually seeing kind of their racecraft and how they race and experience, it happened to me. Kyle Larson, he was on the outside of me, and then all of a sudden going into the next corner, he's on the inside of me. It's just kind of watching how they do it just builds you as a driver and how you race other people. So that's kind of the valuable experience that can translate into, ARCA or any of the higher series. But it is totally different. It's a different style car, which not super different. It's still a stock car. It's a little bit heavier, got a little bit more power, and you're on a radial tire. So there's going to be a big learning curve for me, especially going to a super speedway and actually having to understand and work and deal with aero, which is not necessarily a thing in short track racing. So that'll be definitely the biggest thing for me is just the learning curve to um, kind of understand aero, especially going into Daytona, is just figuring that out. And as well as if we go anywhere else with Bruce, just mapping out how the radial tire feels and compared to what we are on now. And that's just all kind of things I'll just have to learn as I do it and learn as I go and listen to all my mentors and people that are surrounding me.
Yeah, kind of basing off some of the mentors. I mean, have you been talking to any guys, not even just in ARCA, but just around the motorsports world and oval racing world about any tips or tricks going into Daytona and just adjusting to the ARCA Menard Series car?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, a guy that has been big in late model stocks and in the car store as well is Caden Honeycutt. We're pretty close, and he's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to how a radial tire feels, and he's kind of been saw that I got the opportunity. He actually raced with Bruce Cook for many ARCA races, has won many ARCA races with Bruce, and kind of picking his brain about what to expect, what how it feels. That has been very, very important to me, listening to that. Caden's been big. Brendan Queen, who's now going to the truck series, who I've raced door to door with. Me and him still keep up with each other. And, learning his experience because he just won an ARCA championship is big. So I do try to lean on guys like that just to kind of pick their brain and see what they have to say about it. Just any little bits and pieces of information I can collect from them, it's extremely valuable and important to me.
Yeah, kind of talking about Brendan Queen, I'm going to transition a little bit. He made his ARCA debut at exactly kind of how you're doing it at Daytona back in 2019, then stepped back down to go back in ZMAX Cars Tour racing, and then won the championship right before he went back to run the full season in ARCA last year for Pinnacle Racing Group. Is that kind of like that step you're taking as well? Does it feel like you're kind of following what Queen did as well, or are you feeling like you're trying to make your own path, but also kind of representing the guys that race almost every weekend down there, and just the style of racing that there is, and how does it relate to that that ladder you're trying to go down and trying to get into the national spotlight?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, the way Brendan did it was great, and he's made quite the name for himself. And he's a very good race car driver, and is somebody that I would love to look up to and kind of go to the next level with and stuff like that. So yeah, the way I look at it is just kind of trying to feel it out as I go, and I want to race anything that I can get my hands on at this point. And just get as much experience as I possibly can, and just keep on trying to, find the partners and make connections and meet people, and eventually, get that shot and that opportunity to go up to the higher levels. That's what we all dream of and want. So, the biggest thing, yeah, is just kind of, I'm just kind of doing me. I'm not really following that step, but if it comes and I can run some more ARCA races, I'm going to do that, and I would love to do that, and just gain as much experience as I possibly can that can hopefully prepare me for bigger and better things.
That's awesome. Yeah. Obviously, you're going to learn a good amount of Daytona, and then obviously when we go back to the race, I believe you guys are not in the Golden A rule, which means you'll probably have to qualify on speed. So, how crucial is that going to be for you guys when you unload back at Daytona in February, and then just trying to make the race? Because there's obviously going to be a lot of guys going home.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the one of the biggest points that me and Bruce have kind of talked about quite a bit. Is just making sure that we figure out what we need to do to make the race, and we do qualify in ARCA. We're qualifying in packs of cars, so we got to make sure that we get with a good pack of cars, or um, just a partner essentially to draft and help with qualifying. So, I mean, as long as we're able to kind of get with a good group of people, or all it takes is one to two good cars that can work with you, and we can all work together. That'll be the biggest thing, and that's something that I'll probably be looking at the test as well, is just trying to find some cars that they do allow you to draft a little bit in the test. So, looking to find some guys that would possibly be a good drafting partner if you do end up in the same group as them. So it's all going to be looking and studying, and doing stuff like that to try to map out and figure out how I'm going to make the race.
Yeah, that's gonna be the biggest thing for you. But obviously, we'll see how that goes as well. Um, I mean, you're going to be sharing the track this weekend with a lot of guys that are popular in the ranks of the car world. I mean, you got Cleese McFarland, Mitch Stapleton on YouTube is big, and then a couple other guys. I mean, how cool is that going to be sharing the track with those guys and seeing them in the garage and possibly bonding with those guys?
Yeah, no, that's going to be really cool. I mean, it's definitely Cletus is a big guy, and I've kind of watched his stuff and as a kid, on YouTube and whatnot. So it'll be cool to kind of get out there and meet him and kind of go over some stuff, and uh, get to experience kind of what he's like. And that's I hope that I get to learn some stuff from him too, and I hope he's doing all right. Praying for him and his family as well, just with the loss of the Biffle family. So it was very, very sad news that happened, and I know they were very close. So I hope that he can have a great weekend as well, and do it for the Biffles, and it'd be really cool to meet that guy and kind of make connections.
Yeah. So obviously, the biggest takeaway for you at ARCA or for the ARCA race at Daytona is to hopefully finish the race. I mean, what other goals are you having just for that race, but also if you make other starts down the line for Bruce or any other team in ARCA?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's we all want to win, right? So that's the I'd say the goal for Daytona, obviously just get my feet wet, make the race, and survive. I think that's kind of everyone's goal when it comes to Daytona, is survival, right? Because it's one of those racetracks where no matter where you are, something could happen. So I think that's the biggest name of the game, is if we can finish, I know we'll have a good finish. So if we just keep the car clean and in one piece, then I'm sure we're going to have a good day. Whether that's a top five or a top 10, that'd be great. Anything else better than that's a cherry on top. So, but going forward, if we move to some short tracks and stuff, and more in my wheelhouse and stuff that I'm really good at, absolutely, I'm going in there with the mindset that I do want to win, and try to bring Bruce another victory.
That's awesome. Yeah. There's a little bit of speculation that hopefully, if all goes to well, I've heard your goals are to get maybe behind the wheel of a Craftsman Truck Series truck at some point this season. That's still a goal for you.
Yeah, no, it's always a goal to make it to those higher levels. So if that opportunity arises, that would be great. It sounds awesome, and I would love to try to obtain that opportunity and make it to the next level. It'd be incredible for me.
That's amazing. Yeah. Um, Want to kind of just go into how busy you're going to be this season. I mean, you're going to have obviously the ARCA race, you're going to have the Cars Tour late model stock season for yourself, trying to go battle back another fifth place points run and advance on that. I mean, how are you feeling about balancing just everything this season, and obviously all the opportunities that you're trying to get, as well as the ones you're going to be chasing for yourself throughout 2026?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot. I mean, it's a ton of work. I mean, racing, not only just being a driver, but trying to set up and deal with your own stuff and trying to find the funding to do things is very hard. It's very time consuming, and I mean, it's a full time job. It takes a full commitment to do this, and it's always it's all I've ever dreamed for as a kid, and all I've ever wanted to do is be a race car driver. So, um, you know being as busy as it is, it's all worth it in the end when you're at the racetrack. And for me, there's no better day than being at the racetrack. So I'd rather, you know, like I said, I'd rather be at the racetrack than be stuck at home or, be at work, working on cars or anything of that nature. So definitely, if I can get to the racetrack as much as I can, whether it's in late models and ARCA cars, possibly a truck, whatever the case is, I want to be there. That's whatever I can get my hands on and have the opportunity to do. I want to race. It's in my blood. I love to race, and that's all I want to do.
Yeah, you talked about how being a dream of being a race car driver has been the biggest thing for you. I mean, Daytona is such a special place. I mean, obviously, I think a lot of people dream of racing there, whether it be on the road course for the Rolex, whether it be the Daytona 500, or just any race in general at Daytona. I mean, how special is that for you in your career? And just what are the emotions behind knowing that you're going to be running at the great or the I'm blanking on the name, but the World Center of Racing. My bad.
Yeah,
How's
you're
it feel
good.
about running there? Just and what are the emotions behind that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a childhood dream, come true. I think everybody looks at Daytona as the biggest, greatest race, in NASCAR, right? I mean, that's everybody dreams of that, and as well as it's kind of like NASCAR Super Bowl, for you have football and NASCAR, it's the Daytona 500. So being a part of that weekend and just being on track, and I know once I come around through turn 3 and 4, and I look up and see Daytona on the wall, I mean that's going to be a pretty surreal feeling. I know I'm going to get out and be like, holy crap, this is awesome. So yeah, that coming true is extremely special, and my father is very very proud, and he's so excited and happy for me. So it's all he's wanting to see from me too is do something at that level, and um, see me advance and make it as a driver. So to go out there and try an ARCA car is going to be really really awesome, and I don't know who's going to be more excited, him or me, by the time we're watching. So yeah.
That's amazing.